stay hungry, stay foolish. It was their farewell message as they signed off. Stay hungry, stay foolish. And I have always wished that for myself. And now, as you graduate to begin anew, I wish that for you. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Thank you all very much.
Now, we all know that Steve Jobs is behind the success of Apple and the iconic iPhone, right? But it wasn't really Jobs who was behind the success of iPhone. Let me tell you why. So in 2004, a small group of engineers, designers, and marketers pitched Jobs on turning their hit product, at the time, the iPod, into a phone. Now, Jobs said angrily that was the dumbest idea that he had ever heard.
Standing.
Get out.
What?
Get your shit and get out. You're done.
The team had recognized that mobile phones were starting to feature the ability to play music, but Jobs was worried about cannibalizing Apple's thriving iPod business at that time. He hated cell phone companies and didn't want to design products within the constraints that the carriers imposed. When his calls dropped or software crashed, he would sometimes smash his phone to pieces in frustration. In private meetings and on public stages, he swore over and over that he would never make a phone. Yet some Apple's engineers were already doing research in that area. They worked together to persuade Jobs that he didn't know what he didn't know.
But see, they don't know that we know that they know.
And urged him to doubt his conviction. It might be possible, they argued, to build a smartphone that everyone would love using and get the carriers to do it Apple's way. Now, the engineers who worked closely with Jobs understood this and was one of the best ways to convince him. They assured him that they weren't trying to turn Apple into a phone company. It would remain a computer company. They were just taking their existing products and adding a phone on the side. Apple was already putting 20,000 songs in your pocket, right? So why wouldn't they put everything else in your pocket too? Now, they needed to rethink their technology, but they would preserve their DNA. After 6 months of discussion, Jobs finally became curious enough to give the effort his blessing. And two different teams were off to the races in an experiment to test whether they should add calling capabilities to the iPod or turn the Mac into a miniature tablet that doubled as a phone. Just 4 years after it launched, the iPhone accounted for half of Apple's revenue. The iPhone engineers represented a dramatic leap in rethinking the smartphone and how they were confident to persuade Jobs in making the phone in the first place. So recently I read a book from Adam Grant, Think Again. Adam Grant is a New York best-selling author of the originals. Now, this book focuses on the concept of rethinking and unlearning, which is crucial in this day and age where people need to make critical decisions. However, they still believe with the old ways of doing it. And not to mention, they are confident or even overconfident that their ways are better. So in this video, I'm going to talk about on how we could be more confident and how we could rethink based on Adam Grant's book. So stay tuned, everyone. Now, looking at the iPhone story that I just told you in the beginning reminds us that many of us, even Steve Jobs, failed to rethink our beliefs and opinions, and we are sure that we are confident, but it turns out that we are stuck in the overconfidence cycles. What do? We form opinions that feels right. We seek information to support that opinion. Feel validated. We proudly express our opinions. So let me just lay out the problems out there when it comes to thinking and being confident. We usually tend to cling on perspectives, beliefs, opinions instead of replacing them with new ones, which we think is more difficult. Now, that's a problem that most of us have, which is the hesitation to change. We sometimes do not question a fact that has been written. We fail to reevaluate the facts once we think that is true. That's how hoax happen, and in the end, people believe in it. Overconfidence builds up every time we preach, prosecute, or politic. And we stuck in these three modes, feeling right becomes more important than being right. As a result, we stop learning. Let's talk about the first overconfidence, which is preaching. When we preach our beliefs, we make believe or pretend that we are 100% confident and we are more persuasive. The more we preach, the more we believe our false sense of confidence and think our beliefs are absolutely true or correct. The more someone preaches, let's say, about the coronavirus not being real, well, I am a true believer that the coronavirus is real, by the way, the more likely they are to dismiss concerning data that could make the information about COVID not being real and would lead to misinformation and hoax. Okay, now overconfidence number 2, which is prosecuting. Now, when we prosecute someone's belief, we rarely give that someone credit for a good idea. If someone is being criticized, let's say about the coronavirus being real, a non-believer would search for reasons why coronavirus is not real to score points. Let's say at a Twitter battle, they will cut out the pro-coronavirus believers' facts and data, and they will point out that they are wrong. Now, overconfidence number 3, which is politicking. When we politic, we accept people's belief because we want to be loved and accepted by them. Now, politicians adopt these kinds of popular opinions to get votes and have little reason to question those opinions. Now, Adam Grant mentioned in his book, when we become so wrapped up in preaching that we are right, prosecuting others who are wrong, and politicking for support, we don't bother to rethink our own views and get trapped in an overconfidence cycle. Now, to escape an overconfidence cycle, Adam suggests that we need to think like scientists. Approach everything like a scientist. Let the data speak, not your opinions and assumptions. Run experiments to find what really works. When doubt turns into curiosity, you have an opportunity to discover new ideas and experience the joy of learning. By learning and improving upon your ideas, you gain confidence in your capacity to learn while remaining humble about what you didn't know and what you still don't know. Now, this is called confidence humility. Now, the rethinking cycle involves doubt, curiosity, discovery, confident humility, and doubt again. One way to keep the rethinking cycle going is to update a note on your journal or your phone, it's up to you, and make 2 lists: things I don't know and things I have learned recently. Now, another way to stay in the rethinking cycle is to listen to podcasts by people who make you think even if you disagree with what they think. Adam Grant asks us to learn something new from each person you meet. Ask people what they've been rethinking lately, or start a conversation about times you've changed your mind in the past year. So in conclusion, if you want to become a confident person, avoid the overconfidence cycle and think more like a scientist. Thinking again doesn't always mean you have to change your mind, but it means that you are open to re-examining and reconsidering your thoughts and beliefs. Alright, so that is it. That is the end of my video. Hopefully you liked it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you like my video, don't forget to click that like button, and see you on my next video, everyone. Bye bye now. Thank you for watching.